Okay, this is a quick overview on how to use the Group App, HTP Group, to collect data using the sensors in the Hornet. So to begin with, I'm going to download the app, install it on my iPad, open it up. And this is very important. You see those flashes through the screen. Make sure you always allow when using the app, and sure you say OK to all the prompts and allow to all the prompts. It's very, very important to do that, or you'll have some issues trying to use the app to collect data. Okay, so I'm going to log in here. Take a second. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, once it's loaded, I'm into the main menu here, and I'm going to go to Connections. And if you're using the Hornet, the new device that we just released end of last year, you're going to toggle on where it says Connections, Enable Hornet USB sticks. Toggle that on. Then I'm going to turn on my Hornet and make sure it's close to the iPad. And it's going to show up, and I'm going to have a prompt that's going to say Connect and Remember. So I'm going to tap on that. Connecting. And now it says HTP1 again. Okay. It says it's connected. If down the bottom here where it says enable all sensors to vibrate during workouts on every color or zone change, if you want to do that, you could toggle that on, as well as enable all sensors to vibrate at max heart rate. You could toggle that if you want. In terms of the Bluetooth connections, connection range for recording offline workouts, I would set that somewhere in the middle for the range. And so it's not all the way to minimum, it's somewhat in the middle. Then maximum connections allowed to record offline workouts, I would put that somewhere in the middle where you see where it says 5 there. Okay, so I'm ready to get started. So I'm going to go back to home. I'm going to select my classes, and I'm going to select this where it says presentations down here. And I'm going to look at all my details and make sure they're correct. Make sure I've got the right sensor set selected. I'm going to check on my students, make sure they all have the devices assigned to them. And if I have set up any goals, they're going to show there. So back to class details. Now I'm just going to get one sensor. So the next thing to do is I'm going to start the class. Now that my Hornet's connected, I'm going to hit Start Class up here in the top right. I'm going to turn on the sensor, and I'm going to select Live Workout. Now when you see the screen pop up, you'll see that it says Waiting, Connecting, Clearing Data, and Completed. And then it's going to show a heart rate. Make sure that when the students put their sensors on their forearm and turn it on, make sure that they're fairly close to the iPad so that they're in Bluetooth range until they see their heart rate, and then they can move away and go wherever they want to at that point. Now you notice that the clock on the bottom left hand down the bottom here says 0 because I haven't actually started. So although it's showing heart rate, at this moment I'm not collecting any of the data. And you'll also see at the top where it says Hornets, you'll see a signal strength. If it's green or yellow, you're good. If it's red, it means you're starting to lose connection with the Hornet. So I'm going to hit Start Workout so the clock, you see the clock on the bottom, actually moving now, and I'm actually collecting data. I'm in the blue, and as you know from the training that you had, that there are 5 colors: blue, green, which is the start of MVPA. You see it's in green now. Oh, it went back. If you're in green, the clock is going to run. You see I just got 1 second in MVPA there. And then the third color is yellow. That's 70 to 80% of max. And then orange is 80 to 90% of max. And then the red is 90 to 100% of max. Do a little exercise in here, see if I get my heart rate up a little bit. Well, I can't seem to do that. So I'm just going to go with that, and I'm going to hit now. There is a way to zoom in here where you can press and hold on the screen. There it is. And you wanted to have, if you wanted to have a conversation with the students, with one particular student, this won't show up on the uh, your projection view, but on the iPad you'll see this, and you can have a conversation with the students about different information. You could actually hit view here, and then you could talk to the student about what their max is set at and how it affects their zones. See, the max heart rate is 150 in this particular student, and there is his zones based on the max heart rate of 150, the 5 zones and the 3 zones. And I could go back and look at different views here. And that's all there. And now what I'm going to do when the class is done, kids are going to kind of come in close to the iPad again. And we're going to hit pause workout and then end workout. And now if you want to send emails to students and you're using that particular feature, then you would leave that toggled on. If not, you could just toggle it off. And then you're going to hit end and save workout. So we're going to tap on that. And the next screen that pops up is we would call the exit or debrief screen. Now we're not collecting any data now, but the students can see what they collected during the workout during the class time. They could look at how many minutes of MVPA they achieved. You could actually look at the different screens and give them, so they could look at points and calories and so forth, and they could look at their bar graph based on what they did for that day. You notice that up on the top of the bar next to their number, you'll see that those are the 4 goals. Percentage goal, that means time, percentage of time in MVPA. The clock is actual time in MVPA. The sneaker represents steps, and the star represents points. Again, as far as the points are concerned, every minute the student is in blue, they get 1 point, green 2, yellow 3, orange 4, and red is 5. So obviously the harder they work, the more points that they will accumulate. I go out of the exit screen now, and I'm back to my original class screen. Now, if I wanted to upload the data, I would hit the home button. Just back to the main menu screen. Hit upload workouts. And we see here, there is the one workout I just completed. If I want to send that to the portal, I just hit sync with portal. And now it's gone. And all the data is being calculated in the portal. You could look at it to view at any point. Today, tomorrow, or in the future, you create date range reports. That's a whole new tutorial there, a whole nother tutorial in terms of how to view data and do date range reports and so forth, which there'll be another video on that information. So thanks, and if you have any questions, as always, reach out, contact me, and glad to help you.